Lesson 2. Fractals of Light. The physical body is an instrument of devotion and service, brought into being by thought that supplements the actions being carried out in other spheres. It's composed of fractals of light. A fractal is a unit of energy that has no comparison smaller than its size. It represents the form for which it exists. It exists for the greater being of which it is a part. For example, you are a fractal of Galatian. If you work with crystals, you are. Together we make the whole unit of crystal workers. We are fractals of the same form. In speaking of fractals, we must mention the living pyramids of light. Functioning in every prism of light is a pyramid of energy. This energy forms a pattern that is universal. When we say universal, we don't mean it's somehow vaguely represented here and there, spaced in appropriate portions of the universe. No, think smaller. Take the tip of your thumb. How does it replace itself constantly? The wear and tear it experiences requires ever-moving flows of energy to keep your thumb a thumb, and not a finer density experience of nothingness. Built in microscopic pyramid shapes, it constantly maintains centers of energy that adhere to each other to continue a specific density relationship, else there would be no thumb. Now what enables this existence? Brought from the finer ethers into the third dimension for practical use. It originates and is maintained by thought. It must constantly maintain itself at one level or rate of speed. Pyramid energy is a very controllable, manipulable form of energy. Placed side by side, each unit or center of energy rotates in its own beingness, and yet at the same time coexists or exists within bordering energy. Now how can we say coexist or exist within another energy? The phraseology depends on how large a pyramid you're drawing or encompassing. If every center of energy existing in the universe forms itself in pyramid shape, then the shape can take whatever size it desires or needs. Draw a shape with straight lines, any shape. Break it into triangles with other straight lines. It can always be done. No straight-lined object is outside of the pyramid law, on a flat surface or in the second dimension. Carry this law up into the third dimension, and through every other dimension. There is no escaping it. All centers of energy are pyramidal in nature. Large or small, it doesn't matter. When you construct a pattern of crystal energy, it's good to understand this law. For measurements and controls are necessary. Borders and separations are necessary. Understanding the unit measures of the pyramid, seeing it within the object, learning to watch it function, beginning to understand it, are all prerequisites for working with crystal energy. To control it is all important, for it is powerful. It is the energy of the universe, tapped. It can best be controlled with the mind. Study the tip of your thumb again. Produce in your thumb health, with a thought. Produce health. This is pyramids responding to your thought. This is energy moving in the form of pyramids energized by your mind. This is mind control. Your mind is powerful when it understands. Begin to see in pyramids everything. It's training for your work with crystals. The visual measurements fade away when they need to, so that you can work with the denser reality. Have no fear that the abstraction will overtake you, for it's no abstraction at all. It's the basis of reality on all dimensions and can be seen through your eye in the third dimension. To help you understand the power you work with, indeed must be seen if you are to do your work. So practice. Practice seeing things in pyramids. Follow that energy. Become sensitive to it. You'll begin to understand what you are to do and how you are to do it. Move in this energy. Comprehend it. The mind will explore and expand. New insights will come that lay a solid groundwork for the project. Live with it. It will come. When we approach the high energy of a crystal, when we attempt to set it in motion, we must realize with what energy we're working. We've called it the energy of the universe tapped. Embedded in a crystal of any size is a complete energy. All the spectrums of the universal force are crystallized here. When one draws on a partial force, one sees a limited amount of energy. When one draws on a full force, one is dealing with unlimited energy. A crystal is unlimited energy, able to constantly renew itself, able to draw continual nourishment from the cosmic energy of the universe. A crystal never tires and never depletes itself. To harness this energy with good intent is one of the jobs of many of us who labor to bring in the new age. If some of this material seems elementary, bear with it. In learning to manipulate powerful energy, we begin with the basics. We don't skip them just because our egos are impatient. We do well to hold the ego by the scruff of the neck and say, "You're important, yes, but I'm in charge here. This higher self of me wants to produce for humankind. Lend your assistance, but remember, I'm in charge." In working with crystals, there are those of us who are exposed to the earth plane. We are nearby, and we desire to work closely with you who are grounded on the planet. To flow the crystalline energy heavenward is one thing. To flow it into the bowels of the earth is another. All precautions must be taken to control and learn to use this power with great respect. For centuries now, those of us who work with crystals from our position in space, we've been drawing the energy upward, learning with it, and experiencing the benefits of it. But now the time has come for us to share with you our knowledge and experience. We are ready to share if you are willing. As we've worked with your crystals, for yours, they are. Over the last few years, we've discovered several things. One is that the energy drawn flows easily upward, that is, away from the center of the planet. But it is with great difficulty that it flows parallel to the planet's center, and even with more resistance and movement, as it attempts to flow toward the planet's center. This fact should give you some idea as to how important it is to begin to see in pyramids to understand the energy flow contained in them. For when energy varies its speed, the greatest concentration of the mind has to be held and controlled in order to use this energy correctly, and to get it to do one's bidding. Let loose without controls, it has the capacity to destroy things we might not want destroyed, and it also has a capacity to construct things we might not want to bring into the new planet, the new Earth. So watch the containment of your controls from this moment on. Watch how you control yourself, your emotions, your thoughts, your willingness to do things or not to do things. It's this control of self that you must master if you're to be a guiding force for crystals. Do you remember Mr. Spock in Star Trek? He depicted one who was on his way to learning self-control, of the same kind we mentioned. Don't take him as a role model, but realize, please, that this concept of mind control is not foreign to your planet. You will do well to develop it if you're to fulfill your work with crystals. Most of you who previously made this commitment are well into establishing abilities in this area. Try visualizing a pyramid of light. See it rotate clockwise at its energy center, and bring this rotating energy slowly to the surface of the prism. Allow it to rotate on the surface. See it in rainbow colors for its full spectrum. Rotate it in your mind's eye around the surface of the pyramid. Watch it. Now pull it back into the center. Condense it, pull it together, make it smaller without subtracting from its content. Now rotate it clockwise as a knot, a bead in the center of the structure. The edges of the structure are now empty of energy. You have contained it. You have concentrated it in the center of the pyramid, and you are rotating it clockwise. You are rotating it. Slowly bring it to rest. Let it just sit, sparkling with energy, alive with potential. Let it just sit. Now, slowly, ever so slowly, begin to rotate it counterclockwise. Bring it slowly into action and slowly expand it. Don't let it get out of your control. Contain it and expand it. Counterclockwise it goes. It enlarges, you allow it to enlarge. It enlarges only as much as you say it can. As you control it, it moves toward the periphery of the pyramid. Watch it, allow it to go only to the edge and no farther. Keep it going in the counterclockwise flow. Move it. Now slowly center it again. Bring it back into the center. Condense it. Slowly, ever so slowly, still it. Bring it to rest. Let it center itself and be still. Throw your own protective energy around it. Bless it. Put it to rest. Turn your back on it, but only after you have seen it still and safe. Now we will instruct you. Moving in a clockwise motion, this energy builds, it creates. Moving in a counterclockwise position, this energy destroys, tears apart. It is powerful. Even in your mind, it is powerful. We caution you, lift your heart in love. For to work with crystals in any other form of attitude destroys the purpose for which we have come to you. We come in love to assist in the building of this new earth. We come in love. Meet us in love, and we will work well together. We are a powerful force. Together, we form a great union. We have work to do, if you will it. We are glad in our hearts we have come. We hope you are too. Fractals of light glimmer within. We accept and increase them.